In this section we're going to look at a few items of equipment that can make it a little bit easier to maintain your independence in the kitchen. Brenda's sitting on a perching stool. Often when people try to use an existing, say, dining chair and sit at the table to do any activities in the kitchen, what you'll find is that you're too low and you're too laid back to be able to be in a kind of functional position. So by using a perching stool, it does just that. It allows you to perch, so it keeps you in a much more upright position. So it allows you to access your cooker. It can be used at the sink. It can be used for ironing, for sitting to prepare vegetables. Out with the kitchen, it can also be used in the bathroom for gentlemen for wet shaving, even just to sit at your wash hand basin to brush your teeth. So perching stool has a lot of uses, and these are all height adjustable so that it's set for the exact right height for you. So here we have a number of items which are useful in the kitchen. This particular item is great for people who have limited hand function, or particularly where somebody just has the use of one hand. The spikes in the board will allow you to secure fruit, vegetables, and will allow that to be held in place while you use a peeler, so you're able to do that one-handed. Also in the corner of the board you will notice that there's a wooden edge, and what that allows you to do is to place, say, a slice of bread there, and it will hold it securely in place while you butter it. It can also help with securing vegetables there while you chop them. So that allows you to do a number of activities one-handed. The next item we have here is a jar opener. Now there are numerous types on the market. This is just a simple silicone moulded cone, and what you do with that is just place it on top of the jar, and what it will do is give you extra purchase, and it will also reduce the amount of strain that's going through the joints in your hand. So particularly useful if you have swollen, painful joints. Moving on from that, another item again where you have limited hand function, where your joints are painful. Often it can be difficult to get a standard plug in and out of the wall. These plugs can be changed from standard plug on any appliance, and what these have is a handle on them which allows you to grip, a much wider grip, to pull the plug in and out of the wall. Now in the kitchen, one of the biggest scalding issues is often lifting a kettle. So again, if you suffer from fatigue, if you have limited function in your hand, to lift a full kettle can be quite difficult. What we suggest is, rather than taking the kettle to the sink, is that you have a small jug and that you fill the jug with just enough water to meet your needs. If you need a full kettle, that would normally suggest that you're perhaps making tea for other people. You can always suggest that they fill the kettle for you. But otherwise, if you just fill the jug and just fill the kettle through the spout. Rather than lift the kettle when it's full of hot water, what you can do is have it attached to a kettle tipper. Now there are numerous kettle tippers available to suit different types of kettles. The one we're demonstrating here is for a cordless traditional kettle. But as Brenda's demonstrated, just simply tipping the kettle within the tipper, that allows you to decant the hot water into your cup without having to take the full weight of the kettle. Again, we're going to look at items to assist with mobility and safety in the kitchen. Here Brenda is demonstrating the use of a trolley, which can help to carry hot and heavy items around the house, or to move from one location in the kitchen to the other. What Brenda's done is put the pan onto the trolley and is now filling it bit by bit from the tap via the jug. What this does is eliminates the need to lift a pan full of water. So now, taking our vegetable basket, this can be brought across with the vegetables put into it. So you can move along, collect your prepared potatoes, and this can now be taken across to the cooker. What you can decide to do now, if you want, Brenda, is to get yourself in a seated position if that's more comfortable. And now lifting the pan and then lifting the basket with the vegetables into it. So what we've done is we've minimised the risk of carrying hot or heavy items across the kitchen, and that's allowed Brenda to do that safely and easily. There are several uses for the trolley in the kitchen. It can be used for taking hot items out of the oven and putting it on to there, again to move it to whichever surface it needs to be on. You can use it for loading and unloading the dishwasher, taking pans across to your sink if you need to wash them, or even for taking things like washing out of your washing machine. That just allows you to wheel things around the home rather than carrying it. One other item which can be helpful in the kitchen is having ease of access to your taps. There are all sorts of different taps in kitchens. Many modern kitchens will now have lever taps, which are in general easier to operate. These tap turners though can be added to really most types of taps, whether they're crystal headed taps or the star headed taps. What these will do is turn them into lever taps, which if you find you have difficulty either reaching the tap or having adequate grip to turn your tap on and off fully, that will make that job an awful lot easier. These items are removable and they're fitted really within a matter of seconds to your tap.